We can tell hi to everyone who's, you know, not in yet.
No, thank you.
Welcome, everyone. Join us. We are getting everything set up here and ready to go. Trying to get one last thing done so we're all prepped, and we'll kick it off here in just a moment.
Can they hear me when I talk now?
Yes.
Okay.
If you don't want them to, I need to know, and I can try to fix that.
No, I'll just not talk. I was going to say something really obscure and obscene and just silly. But instead, I'm going to go ahead and slowly slip into character and take a nap.
Yeah, so it says that one you sent, Jarl, was 1565 by 1217.
Oh, yeah, then I didn't compress it right. Oops.
Jarl did a silly.
It was silly.
You done did do not good, boy.
Hi everyone, my name's Jarl of Goats and I'm an idiot.
You are not an idiot. You're human, you make mistakes like us all.
How dare you compare me to humanity?
Well, I mean, I think Tex said he was human. In real life.
Oh, no way. Tex is bigger than human.
He's bigger than life.
Actually, he's the same size as a human. Adult human.
Raven rolls us over there. Actually, he's a medium, just like us.
There you go.
Oh, I'm the brains of this outfit. No, wait, no, I'm not. I'm charisma. I'm the face of this outfit.
Ah.
And you wear a mask.
Your character's a smart one, I think. Oh, no, never mind. The mute is a smart one. He's not going to tell us that.
And he just shows you up in board games. Well, it certainly had a color shift. Doesn't look like it changed the resolution any.
Yeah, it didn't.
It's all good, man. It's all good. We'll deal with it later. Ah, this is gonna be fun. Let me click this. Yay, it worked. Nah, that's funny. Didn't realize they put an A on it for me.
Hey, how do I make my floor black like your guys' is? Because my floor being white messes with my face.
Interesting.
Mine's like red. I don't know.
Mine is a star, guy, like that, you know, space.
All right. Hope you're all having a great evening. So we started a little giveaway on the channel because Tex decided to gift subs and push us over the limit. And so, yeah, we made the objective and we get a sub giveaway. So here we are. That's running for everyone who's a sub. You can enter that. We have on our docket of lovely cast today. We have Y'all of Goats, we have the Wicked Viking, we have the Raven Rolls, and the Big Text Gaming. All their information's there. Without further ado, let us begin this evening's entertainment. Mr. The Mute is going to give an internal dialogue of what happened last week, and then we will begin.
Our party was born. We came into existence. Little was known about us, and who we were, and what we did. We started off in a small village, and I wasn't quite sure where I was going to be going, what I was going to be doing, but we heard a tale that we'd be traveling to the Jarl's land to accompany our adoptive father, so to speak, into the marketplace. This was a great opportunity for some. I was not super impressed. Big cities are not anything that really excite me. So we traveled with our caretaker, and we went to the city. On the way, I was able to obtain a new axe from a friend whose name slips me. However, this axe has come to be a trusty companion that has been a good thing for me. I enjoy to swing the axe and train with it. My companion, Jortnor, was the big brute that needed to carry all of our stuff for us, and it was very kind of him. And then Hrolf, I don't remember what he did, sadly enough. I know he was there on the trip, but I don't remember his activities. However, when we got to the town, I do know that Hrolf was very interested in learning new languages and learning new skills, and really just becoming an intellect. This is a good thing because as a child, you can never learn too much. Jotnor went off and assisted with the blacksmith. A good trait for him. He definitely can gain a lot using his size to his advantage. He can be a benefit to many people. I did what I do best, and I went and joined the guard. As I stood watch at the gate, I was sent to a training camp where I trained for a few days before returning home. After we returned home, we went out into the woods. I went along with my companion that gave me the axe to learn a few more techniques, how to hold and how to swing the axe. And while we were there was a very loud yell coming from afar in the woods. We rushed to it, not knowing what it was, and find Jotner had crushed the skull of a wolf in his beastly hands. But he did take a few bites. After looking at him, a strange figure appeared. This figure was clad in black, and I didn't see much of him or know really who he was, because as I gazed upon him, I got the attention of my companion, who instantly bowed, and to show the proper respect as should be done, I, of course, bowed as well. I don't know what this individual did, but Jotner was able to heal a little bit, at least enough to get back to camp. Once returning to camp, they had administered some healing due to this interesting new individual that we met named Bjork. He taught us of some honey, some honeyed medicine to make him better. After we applied the honey medicine, I played a couple games of Kingsfoil with Bjork, but he didn't seem to really understand the game. He tried, but kind of wasn't too challenging. Who's this Raven guy? Hrolf was wanting to play as well, and I just played a few games, so wasn't really excited about it, but I went ahead and accepted the challenge, considering that he did go to the schooling to study and do that while we were at the town. I figured he'd be a bit of a challenge, but unfortunately not. So I have yet to find a good match for this. Our trusted friend Jotnor, he just kind of laid in bed and healed the whole time. Many years have passed since then, and we've all been doing our own things. Myself mainly just training and attempting to get better with weaponry, playing as many games as I can, and learning as much as I can. I want to become a grand tactician. Although many people do not even hear my voice, they will know that I am a force to be feared with. And that is where we've been, or at least where I've been.
Excellent. Mr. Jotnar.
I would just like to say for the record.
Yep.
Wrath does mean raven. So calling me Raven is fine.
Well, there you go. Well, since you spoke up, Haraf, would you like to say what you've been doing over the last couple of years as you guys find yourself in the next age of life?
Raph probably was finding every opportunity to do any reading, but he was a little impatient on a lot of stuff. He was trying to learn as much as he could, but he wanted to have the knowledge of stuff like right away. So he probably had a collection of books that he may not have finished reading any single one, but he watched a whole bunch. He read a whole bunch from here, and then he would jump to another topic. But runes were probably his most favorite study topic, because he would love to wanted to understand more about them and how they just the difference between the runic language and then the Norse language, and how much more was he felt it's a more beautiful language, and he just wanted to know like the meanings behind everything. And he would probably spend time. So there was a temple nearby. I think right outside of town.
Yes,
here.
There is a bit. It's not a temple per se, it is a shrine temple area. The actual person who is the person who runs that is actually up the mountain. When he comes down for ceremonies and holidays and stuff like that, big festivals and times of worship to Odin, he would come down to that area from the mountain, just to the east of it.
I think he probably still spent time in the shrine whenever he had some time off. He would probably cut through the forest to there instead of taking the long way around, and he felt that a little more at home out, probably in the forest, or taking these little trips on his own.
Okay. Sounds good. Jotnar, would you like to speak on what you've done over the last couple of years?
I guess just fitting in with the size of and abilities of what I have, I spent a lot of time in the forest and chopping wood and bringing in wood and trees, and in town helping out with the blacksmith. It just seemed to be like a natural physical fit between the town constantly needing wood and firewood and whatnot, of going out and doing that job, but then in town being led to smithing and learning what I could from not only just lending a strong hand, but learning mentally what I could from it as well, I guess. It's not
Right.
just a dumb strength, but at the same time, a kind, helping strength.
Excellent. And just so those who don't know are aware, Jotnar has the strength of the strongest full-grown man can possibly have. And he's only a teenager. So when he talks about helping with the smith and moving timbers around, he does it with ease. And he can carry more because he's larger at this point. For Jotnar, you are no longer of the size of normal men. You have grown beyond that.
I just seem to keep growing.
And Bjork, tell us of your days in the past year.
I continued to study under my father's tutelage. We built a few longships, got a lot of experience with that, but most of our business were smaller fishing vessels. And then my father died. And despite what I had learned, my age prevented me from providing a reliable source to gather ships. There's still quite the limitations because of my youth. However, I did join several fishing ships and spent my time fishing in the bay and found an interest in cartography. I would map the coastline and mark the best fishing areas for us to drop our nets. It was useful, and I got a lot of praise for it. But once again, my age, there's only a certain line of trust that people have with me and their vessels. So, finding no satisfaction in the position I was at, I briefly contemplated moving inland to find more work. And so I left home.
All right. You had actually known these individuals, and you know that one of the people who's shown good ability for acquisition and selection of timber was actually Jotnar. And though he is the stated by others as the bastard offspring of the horrible Jotun, you know that he does have the skills needed for that task.
I know where the good ones are.
Yes, Jotnar knows where to find the good wood.
I
So would you
also
like me
want to
to
say
open the
that
scene,
the
or-
mute laughed when Bjork said toot.
Dude. Would you like me to start us off then?
Sure. Take it
With
away.
my backpack strapped firmly to my shoulders, small walking stick in hand, and a small collection of tools, although modest, clinging to my belt. I cross the fields and climb the rocks to get to the place where my friend, the half-giant Jotnar, would live. I don't want to startle the man. I'd like to scope the place out first before making my appearance known, but if I see him, I will approach jovially. So, is he at home? Is Jotnar there, or is he out and about?
Jotnar, are you currently in the smith or are you out in the woods?
That's you, Big Tex.
Yeah, I think I'm at the smith.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm at the smith.
So when you approach the homestead, you would hear the ringing of the smith, and you see the main smith actually taking a break. Because this hulking, towering figure, bigger than any human ever, is currently at the anvil. And I don't know if you've seen him growing all the whole period or not. That's Kind of depends on how much you visited.
You're right. What's this smith's name?
Let's see here. It's not the main one that I had named, so let me see if I can find his name. Gear.
Could you spell that for me?
Yeah. Give me just 1 minute here. I'm moving it so I know that I used the name. G-E-I-R.
Gary the snail.
Okay, so I approach, now that I see that Jotnar is there, I approach with a smile on my face. Good day to you, Gear.
Greetings, young one. How can I help you?
Well, I'm here for Jotnar, but I do have a question for you.
Certainly.
And I kind of, almost conspiratorially, I look to my left and I look to my right, and I place a familiar but not forceful hand on his back of his shoulder and kind of pull him away from the house. I'm contemplating building a longship.
He kind of just looks at you inquisitively and lets out a nice chuckle. Interesting choice you have.
I figure I'm not a combatant. I'm not very good with numbers. I think this might be my way of proving my manhood, of making the ascension.
Well, from what I hear, you might not have time to do that in the future. You may have a slight other direction coming your way. But it is good to plan and design your ship, for if the need arises, you're able.
Right.
I would build
The
a
gods have a
smaller
destiny
scale
for
to
sure.
start with.
No, it's got to be a long ship. I appreciate your concern. I know the gods have plans for me, but
He picks up a small... Well, keep talking, but just telling... Like, you see him bend down and pick up something as you're talking, but keep going.
what I meant to say is that I was just inquiring if you could, and I pull out a small fur, like a rabbit fur, and I unroll it, and I've drawn in charcoal. Actually, can I make a check on it to see how good the plans are? Can I use
Absolutely, you
check?
need to.
All right. So I've kind of drawn a long ship in memory of my father. And I rolled... oh, no. That would be a 10. So it's hastily drawn.
Yeah. It's not your father's scale by any means. I mean, scale meaning quality, not size. The size of the ship is, immense. And shows a lot. He's like, I understand what you're trying to do. It looks good, but let me show you this. Come.
But I'm following him as he's leading me away.
He sits,
What I'm really
he
wondering
unravels
is-
something on the table, and you see these really crude but small, like, weapons and tools. Not big enough for a man, but big enough for a child.
Ah,
And none of them seem like they've been really made fully usable.
I see.
What do you see here?
Practice weapons, or prototypes.
Ah. Examples of what you may want to build. Material requirements are less. Start with less. Practice, learn, ensure your design is good. Then, watch and wait for the time to be right. And he pulls out, as you're starting to do something, you see a magnificent sword that he pulls out. That looks like it has had years of craftsmanship poured into it.
It's beautiful. Odin would be pleased.
It is on par with the well-known blacksmiths to the town to the north, east from here, as well as the one in the main town. Even though he's not known as, the best blacksmith, he's like, indeed, but I know that the warriors at the Jarl's Longhouse are soon to be shipping out, and I bring this as a gift to show my skill. See, you watch and must listen for when opportunity presents itself, and that is when you present.
And that's when you see a little bit of my father's fire and salesmanship kind of streak across his face like a change of expression. You speak of wisdom and listening, but you have not heard what I have had to say. I do not intend to build this ship tomorrow, this year, or even in 5.
Okay.
I'm inquiring now on the quantity of iron I would need for its nails. I need to make a list so that I can understand what kind of position I would need to be to make this
Indeed.
dream come true.
And that is why we say build prototype. It will help you learn how much you need. I do not know, as that is not my position. I know your father tended to acquire many, but I do not know as if he used all of them for one, or if he only used some of them for the ship.
So start smaller, understood. By chance, is Jotnar almost done?
Jotnar, how's your work coming along, lad? Keep in mind, Jotnar's voice now is like an extra octave lower, and so it's almost hard to hear him at times. At the same time, it's not quiet. It's just very deep, gruff voice.
Well, I guess I'm done.
Seeing his response, I feel like I've really inconvenienced him. Jotnar, I was wondering if you had time for lunch. I pull an apple out of my sack. I pull 2 apples out, and then I pull a 3rd apple out.
Hand me the bag.
And then I hand him the bag. Right. I was just
gotta swallow an apple whole.
Okay.
Just so everyone who's watching knows, Jotnar is currently large size.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is bigger than an adult man.
Oh yeah.
Jotnar, I was wondering.
9-10 feet.
I don't think quite yet, but I just haven't stopped growing.
7 or 8 then. Oh, that's taller than most men.
Yeah.
Right.
He's probably he's probably close to 8, if not already 8, and is going to get a little taller, yeah. But yeah, he's definitely not a little man.
I watch him just wolf this apple down, and I was like, before you finish the whole bag, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind showing me the woods. It's creativity. Maybe we can have lunch out there?
Sure, let's go.
As you're saying this, you hear Greer be like, Jotnar, you want your lamb?
Please.
Like he has like a half lamb that he just hands Jotnar as his lunch.
He just hands Jotnar a lamb on a leash. He's like, here you go. Have a good lunch.
No, it's cooked. It was a older one, but it's basically like, a large quantity of sustenance for this oversized individual.
A full leg of lamb. Not a shank.
Yeah. Just
once I see him get this huge hunk of lamb, you see me lick my lips because I've been only really eating what I can pick off of trees.
Right. And you see, like, he hands the blacksmith back, like, this oversized hammer. Because that's basically what the blacksmith made for him, because the other ones were too small. Like, the head of this hammer, it's like the size of your face, almost. It's definitely oversized for any human. And hands him, like, all these tools he's been working on that are decent grade. Definitely not, expert skill, but, definitely produced in a more rapid fashion.
Bjork smiles and says, all right, to the forest then. And just so you know, I do have to step away. I've got work calling me, but it should only be like 5-10 minute call.
Sure. So you guys are doing that.
set down the hammer and pick up the axe.
Which you pick up like this big axe that's supposed to be like, meant for, an adult to take down a tree, a big two-handed forest axe, right? And, like, you pick it up in one hand like it's a good, single-handed heft axe.
Right.
As you go, Gur's like, sorry we haven't had the extra metal to build you a proper-sized tool for your trade, sir. We'll get there. So, while Jotnar and Bjork are heading to the woods, what is it that the Mute and Hraf are doing while they're doing this?
I'm playing craps. So, sorry, I was just throwing some dice around while I was waiting. So, the Mute is a bit older. Goodness. He is startled by the strange noises that he hears in the sky as he goes outside. Just training daily. That's my regiment. I seek to train. I seek to learn and become better with my axe. And I've really taken a kin to the axe. I feel it would do me good. I still hold the axe that I had from when I was but a boy and we took the trip. It's not the primary weapon anymore, but it is still by my side as a go-to. I spend most of my day in a training, getting ready for any or all upcoming wars and conflicts.
Okay. That would be a pastime. What is it you do around the homestead for tasks? Do you actually go into the woods and you do the timber acquisitions, which the homestead is known for, or what parts of the homestead work are you occupied with?
Yes. I would say that I would be at timber gathering while I'm not training, tending field, although I'm not too great at knowing which ones I'm supposed to tend to, but I do the chores that I'm told to, so I would say at this time I am likely out in the forest gathering timbers.
Excellent. Hraf, what is it that we find you doing?
Raph has probably spend his time with the master of the house, Oscar, and learning when he goes off to sell stuff like negotiations. He's tries to learn what he can, and maybe even at times has helped out with some minor negotiations as well. Raph seems to have a gift of gab at times, and he's good at convincing others of his way of thinking.
Roll a charisma persuasion check, just to see how well you do at convincing this tutelage.
$12 on the dice plus, so 15.
Not bad, not bad. Yeah, you do a pretty good job. You're on par with most of the merchants, and you actually get, as Oscar has to tend to other things, he actually has put you in charge of assisting with dealing with Bragi whenever he comes. As he is the merchant who travels between all the towns, he is the main traveling merchant. His wife has a shop that they jointly run in the Jarl's town, and Bragi is the one who goes around to all the different homesteads and collects goods and does trading. And so you're pointed to ensure he gets what he needs and get a fair deal for the homestead.
And he also, when there is time for a holy service or something at the shrine, he probably has like a minor part to play, like something part of the ceremony of some part in assisting, almost assisting.
We'll get to that. That's going to actually come up soon.
Sorry?
We'll get to that in a little more detail here in
Okay.
just a minute. That's
Sure.
actually coming up in more detail soon.
Zaraf is not terribly physical, like to go and chop wood or guard duty and stuff, and so that's why he spends more time, I guess, with the helping with the trading and acquiring resources and supplies. And I think at one point in his spare time, he's asked Bjork he would be able to help him carve something. He found a nice piece of wood. He wanted to carve an instrument out of it. Let's see. I was just looking at that right now. And I saw the picture. I'm just trying to find the name of it. Lyre. Oh, that's actually what it is. Oh no, actually I'm going to go with the Tagel harpa. It's a string instrument with a bow, like a bow and arrow bow, that to strum the strings.
Okay.
Most of it is wood. From the looks of it, some leather and then the strings themselves.
Okay. So you're trying to get Bjork to help you with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright. What do you need me to roll? Or am I just providing advantage? I literally just got back.
So Hraf is going to approach you when you're back from your forest trip and ask you to assist in making an instrument for him.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, just a simple Tagel harpa. It's a simple structure. It's box-like, and so it's very little intricate work. So he just wanted a simple instrument, and then he would do all the remainder of the work on it.
Yeah, I remember seeing those. One of my favorite Viking musicians has one of those. It's pretty cool.
Cigar box with a bow.
There you go. All right. So yeah, you could roll a carpentry check on that if you want, and then we'll get to the next stage of things, and we'll also do anything you want to wrap up in the woods with Jotnar.
Yeah, if I can do that real quick, we can go back.
Yep.
Just going to pick out the good trees.
So as we walk away from the smith and we're heading towards the forest, you would notice my character looking behind his back at the little cluster of buildings until we got further out. But I'm not saying anything. I just seem really annoyed, and I'm looking backwards.
I don't know if Jotnar ever looks backwards.
Why? Why look that direction? It's not where I'm going.
Oh. I'm sorry. It's just these adults. Look, Jotnar, check this out. And I pull out the rabbit fur and I show him. And I just hold it up. Do you know what this is?
Is it a boat that I can ride?
Quickly describe what he sees. Like, what is it that Jotnar would see on this?
Well, so it's your typical long ship. It's got fewer oars than you would think, but it's large like a long ship. Then of course it's big enough for you. Look, I even have fewer oars. See these oars up here that are out further? That's for you, buddy.
Good. A fishing boat.
No. This is a longboat. This is a real explorer's ship. We could leave this place and become something.
I am becoming something.
Yeah, and I'm really happy for you, Jotnar, but you don't understand. We could go fight a sea monster. We could go discover new lands. You could bring your blacksmithing to an area where they need a blacksmith.
Can I ride in the boat?
That's the idea. You're not only going to be riding the boat, you're going to be the prime source of propulsion.
Then I can go fishing.
You could go fishing while rowing the boat. I bet you anything you're strong enough. We'll just drag the net behind us. It's brilliant.
You might even be able to get a fish your size.
But we can't do it alone. We need to get Raph and we need to get the Mute and get them together to help us with this project. It'll take us a long time to build, but if you forge, you know, every day you spend some time forging something for the boat, I can do some trades, and then we come up here in our spare time and we start cutting the wood, shaving it. We could build a shelter to hide all the materials, and then boom, longship. The whole town will be impressed. The Jarl will be impressed, and then it would prove that we're men.
I'm man.
Yes, yes, and I've seen how the ladies look at you, Jotnar. It's very clear you've made it. What I'm asking now is that you help those of us who the ladies do not notice. I went up to a shield maiden the other day, and I went to say hello and tell her that she's beautiful and that her strength takes my breath away, and she said, "Here, boy, put my coat away," and threw her cloak over my face. Hello, Jotnar. I know you're a man of few words, but I really need you, buddy.
Let's find the big trees.
Yeah, now you're talking. Big trees. That's basically the intent of this heart-to-heart that I wanted to have.
You gotta love Jotnar.
I just imagine me explaining, like, spilling my entire life story in front of him and my depression and anxiety, and he's just cross-eyed the entire time.
Yeah, probably. Alright, roll a d20, Jotnar, for your locating of a proper timbers for his longship, since if that is what you wish to do, as he has requested.
And while he rolls that, I'm following him, excitedly eating my apples and like trying to add my input where it might be useful.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
That's before your modifier, so that it would be a int, and you'd use your proficiency since it's your, you know, timber working. So basically, it's like an intelligence investigation timber work,
right? Because
yes,
we're teenagers, so
yes,
he wouldn't get a modifier.
Right.
Got
it would be a +1 modifier though, because he does get his proficiency.
That's sick.
So 18.
I love you, Jotnar.
Jotnar,
I know where the good trees are.
You go up to this tree. It doesn't look like much because it's the branches are kind of all scraggly and stuff. And like, this is a good one. And you know, you can't see the top of it there, Bjork, because of the branches in the way. You're like, this tree doesn't look that good. It looks not any bigger around than this one over here. Why this one? Like, you're like, what's the point? Why?
Jotnar.
And Jotnar's like, this is the one.
They all look the same. Why this one? You know, we're trying to build a magnificent. Why this tree? Are those branches dead over there, or do they just not grow green leaves? What's going on with this?
Jotnar, you have to remember, your head's above his. You look down and you see branches kind of like obstructing your view of him. And you can see up that this tree is actually taller than most of the others, and it is straight. Right. And it is a good, tall, hardwood.
Trust me, this is the good one.
I'm going to trust you, Jotnar. You're the expert.
So, Jotnar would be able to fell the tree because Jotnar is, you know, absurdly strong. You see him wielding this big woodman axe in one hand, like it's a, large one-handed axe, maybe? Or just a one-handed axe. And just wails on this tree and just, like, takes huge chunks out every hit. And then it falls. And you notice, you expect it to fall like standard height of most of the trees, and it's a good half to double the size of the others around. And it is, like, straight.
And when it falls, I kind of jump back, not expecting that. I'm like, Jotnar, you're magnificent. And then I take my tools and I shave off some bark to look at the moisture that's in the wood.
It's not far from being dead, and it's already drying out some. But there's no rot.
This is perfect. You really do have a nose for these things, big guy.
I know where the good trees are.
Well, this is a perfect tree. We'll leave it here, and we'll come back to this spot and work on it when we can. We should go get the others and tell them of our magnificent plan. Your idea, Jotnar. Huh. You're so clever.
Shouldn't we pull it aside?
Oh, yes. I mean, look at me. I'm not going to be much help here. So what do you want to do with it, buddy?
Keep in mind,
And I don't know if I can actually move the tree.
most men would need to cut the tree in half, if not more, to really move it. Jotnar, you can actually lift the tree and drag it. It's hard, but you can actually drag it.
So I think what happens is I start measuring it to try to determine where the halfway point is.
Yeah.
And Jotnar just grabs it and starts dragging it away.
Yeah, you like go to measure, and then the tree moves on you, and you're like, wait, measure, moves on you again. Then you look up and you see Jotnar's just there, like, grasping it and just slowly pulling it along, dragging it without even cutting it.
Oh, I can't wait to get the others. I think that's where we would hide it and book it.
And then you guys get back, and that's when Hraf will inquire as to your assistance on his instrument.
Put a picture of the final one in on the Discord.
Okay. Now, as you guys are talking about this, you hear a bit of a commotion from out front of the homestead. Not
What's
a
that?
bad commotion, an energy commotion. Something excited, something is going on.
I think Bjork gets annoyed because he's like, Raph, we have this brilliant idea. We need to find the mute. We need to tell you. And he hears a commotion. He's like, or we check that out first.
As he's interested in going, he goes, "What, you want to start a band and you want the mute to be the lead singer?"
No, that. Wait, would that work? Think about it for a moment. I don't even know if mute would be interested. No, you're distracting me. You're distracting me. First, let's find out what they're shouting about, because curiosity's got me.
You hear the horn sound that is the call for everyone out in the woods and everywhere to come. You get out front, and you see one of the men that serve the Jarl out front talking with the head of the homestead.
Oh. Well, this isn't good. Where's the mute?
Mute. You were working and you heard the sound of the horn, which is the call that everyone is to return to the homestead for something. Either wolves are attacking, or some of the beasts from the north are attacking, something is going on, or there's a call because a fire broke out, or there's a special event, something. Hey, Tempe, thanks for the raid. There's something calling everyone back for something, some event.
Well, then I guess that I would hear the horn and come inside appropriately. I'm not one to dilly-dally in the field. If there is an alarm horn, I'm definitely going to be showing up to make sure that I know what the horn is being blown for.
Exactly. And so you come rushing out of the woods, and you see these three blokes standing there chatting away when the horn's being blown out front.
I just look at the conversation and kind of look around and look a bit confused. I don't know what's going
Join
on,
the alert,
but
Tempe.
I want to know.
What do you see, Jotnar? You're taller than all of us.
Roof.
Roof. There's dogs.
There's the house in between you and the front.
Roof.
Oh, right. I kind of look at Raph. He's too tall.
Well, why don't you climb up his back and look halfway?
It's not a bad idea. And I go to do so, and then that's when I see... Is the mute sees us? Would we be able to see him?
Yeah, you see him coming out of the woods towards you all.
I see him, and I try to do a sharp whistle in my fingers like all the adults do.
Okay, roll a d20, see how well you do.
If it's anything like real life, that's exactly what it's going to sound like.
That's why we want to see how well you do.
7!
So you managed to get somewhat of a whistle? It's more about...
Fortunately, I happened to see the tall head of a familiar giant, and I start heading that way anyways. So, a whistle or no, I can see a silly individual who looks vaguely familiar, but he's over there sucking on his fingers for some reason and just making a terrible sound. So that adds to the confusion, but I find my way over to Jotnar and Hraf, and I noticed that it's Bjork, the individual from years ago who helped us heal and mend our friend Jotnar. So I give him a nod of hello as I show up.
As he approaches and he waves hello, I elbow Jotnar's thigh, and I'm like, he heard me, good.
Yes.
Mute. What do you think all this is about?
So I just kind of look at him and look over and look back at him, shrug my shoulders.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
So I pull out a small handkerchief from my
thank you.
from my pocket and hand it to him.
You don't say much, but you're always a gentleman, and I wipe my nose with it. And then hand it back to him.
No. I wave my hands and step back a little bit.
All right, I stuff it in my shirt. Or my tunic. All right,
Nice.
well, you want to check it out, Raph?
Sure. Let's go.
All right, Mute, let's go. Let's find out what's going on. Hopefully we're not in danger. And I'm just going to take the initiative and since I'm smaller, try to weasel my way through the crowd towards the front.
Well, it's not crowded to the point where you can't make it in there. It's definitely everyone's gathering. And
this is a small village, isn't it?
yeah, it's a small homestead. So
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like
right.
a hamlet.
That would have been very rude to me. There's 3 guys standing there, and I go all the way around just to push through them.
Right. No, there's more than that, but yeah, it's not large by any means. The large place is the Jarl's main town or city.
Do I see gear there?
You do.
I think I'll walk up to him with the others if they follow. What's this all about?
He's like, I don't know. Sounds like something important, so let's see what Oscar has to say. So the Jarl's men seems to head off somewhere now that he's done delivering his message to him. And Oscar, as the head of the house, this homestead belongs to him. Everyone here essentially belongs to him. He is the law, he is the absolute. This is his homestead. But he serves the Jarl, right? So, he turns to you all and says, the Jarl has sent a call. The warriors are going to head off in a few seasons to explore and see what they can do to return more goods to help us through the winters. However, they have decided that it is time for some of the younglings to be taught the ways of the warrior in preparation to take it up.
I have my little bit of extra glint in the eye. I'm getting a little excited, and I get a little closer to listen.
So
Raph takes a step behind Jotnar so he's not seen. Tries to hide behind him.
all of you younglings who are not yet adults, yet not children, shall be going to the Circle of Odin. And there, before the Eye of Odin, will be determined who joins the training. Those who join the training will head to the Jarl's town, and there undergo training under the watchful eyes of his housecarls. Pack the belongings you wish to use for sustenance and survival. You will be there for a day or more. Farewell. And he walks off to start getting his son ready, because his son is close to your guys' age, and so his son has to go too. There's no option. It is a...
What is our relationship with his son? Is he a friend of ours, or is he like Gary from Pokemon and he's that kind of rival character?
He's a little bit of both.
Okay.
He's not your foe, but he's not your buddy. You guys are kind of beneath him in a lot of ways, because he more would hang out with the Jarl's son or the other...
for Jotnar.
You know, he still sees Jotnar as his servant, because he's seeing that he's supposed to be the one who's taking over the homestead after his dad, so all of you are below him and are his, underlings. So it's not like he's demeaning to you. He sees your value, but you're not his peer necessarily either. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Good. I guess I'll turn to Mute and Hraf and speak to them primarily. So we've been selected.
Don't want to be talking to Jotnar's crotch, do you?
No, I thought about that too. I turned to Jotnar and I'm just like talking up his skirt. Jotnar, what do you think of that? You need to bathe, my fellow.
Smells funny down here. I smell like that shield maiden you were talking to.
Oh no. I kind of motion towards my backpack. I already have all my belongings. I guess it's...
So, I look at his backpack as he's motioning, and I see he's not got a weapon. I don't see a sword or an axe or anything, and so I kind of pull out my axe and give a little laugh, like, ha, everything.
Bjork sees him laugh, and I think the one thing you guys would notice if you're pretty observant, probably Hraf especially, is that Bjork looks like he's packed to not come back. He literally has everything he owns on him. You
probably would have a walking stick of some sort, aka unsharpened spear.
Exactly. I've got I use my fishing spear as my walking stick, like in the last episode.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those 3-pronged fishing spears. It's not anything I could use as a weapon.
Right.
Haven't I made a few?
Probably.
Yeah, so I might know of a couple of weapons that could be available.
Wait, alright. So that would be like saying a computer technician goes, I've worked on a few gaming computers. I know where there might be some available.
Yep.
Right.
Jotnar just walks up to them. Spear. They scream and drop it. Well, Hraf, I noticed. Are you still hiding behind Jotnar?
he realizes he can't really hide. It's not like, all right, you, and go. It's like everyone has to go. So, he's small and scrawny, but he's toned. So he's probably never picked up a bow or anything, or sling or any weapon before. But I guess he doesn't have much of a choice now.
I think in that, seeing the facial expression that you have, Bjork kind of sympathizes with you because he doesn't have any weapons either. We'll do it together, okay, Hraf?
Yeah, but you could probably swing an axe better than I can.
I can swing a hammer, but remember, like my father always said, a real weapon is up here. And he takes his finger and points to his temple and taps it, his own temple.
Sure. Okay.
And as he says that, I look over again and see him tap his temple, and I grab my axe and kind of bring it up to his temple, and I don't push hard. I just kind of put it there, and then kind of nod my head a little bit, and just kind of make a joke like, yeah, it's sprains, but you still need something sharp in your hand.
And I wrap my fist around the axe handle or the axe head, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I dropped my head a little bit.
So it's just like we're just like, everybody's getting ready to leave on the journey of our life, and here's the four of us comparing each other's penis sizes and stuff.
Right, exactly.
Essentially.
We're teenagers. I mean, yes.
You guys are teenagers right now, so, you know. Yeah.
All right. Yes, you've got a big axe. Congratulations.
I like big axe, and I cannot lie. I can't deny.
All right.
Are there any girls around?
There are a few.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I see a particularly pretty one?
Well, there is the homestead owner's daughter.
Oh, can I roll an intelligence check to see if I'm stupid enough to flirt with her?
Sure.
All right. Here we go. Oh, wow. The only check I made that's not a 7. That would be in 17.
You would probably know that it's the homestead owner's daughter, and yeah, she may look nice, but you may not be in her bracket. Not yet.
Is Plan B anywhere around? Is there like another girl that's pretty but not as pretty?
Do you have the B string shield maiden? The Tuesday night shield maiden?
The bench warm? Where are the bench warmers at? Let's be honest.
Next to her, there is a girl who's kind of been groomed to be her maid. Her handmaid. Her assistant. Yeah, her handmaid.
That is brilliant. What are the chances her and I already are on talking terms?
She knows you're the one who came here as a loudmouth, sticking honey down Jotnar's throat.
Sounds great. This is perfect. Bjork shuffles away from the group and is going to begin doing that thing that teenagers do at like high school and middle school dances, where I'm finding reasons to get closer to her so that we could talk. I'm like, oh, look, there's a rock on the ground. I better toss it in the bushes over here.
Let's see how if she notices.
Yeah, do you want me to move like a stealth, or?
If you're doing it stealthily, yeah.
Yeah, because I think I'm trying to be inconspicuous. That would probably be the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, my cowardice is really helping me out here.
You did pretty good there, that 13.
Yeah, that'd be a 14, sir. Oh wait. Do I have anything in stealth? Oh, no, because of the -2, because I'm a teenager. So 14.
Okay. So yeah, she doesn't seem to notice. They both seem to just not pay attention to you or see you.
What's her name?
It's a good question. Did you ever get her name? I don't know that you did.
I think I would know it, but I wouldn't have asked her. I would have been like, who's that? And then I would have been sitting there thinking about her like, oh, Elena, so beauty.
Give me just a moment. Ah,
As I'm choking on my chicken, apparently, Viking. Thanks. I'm like, oh man, I'm like.
Oh, I think the mute knows what her name is.
Oh man,
Yeah.
if the mute was the Casanova of the group, that would be so funny.
The mute would know, and Jotnar and Hraf would definitely know.
Can I roll a history check to see if I would know?
Sure.
Because I think we're on the right path that my characters probably wouldn't. 3?
You
Nope.
So, I shuffle over there, and I'm getting close enough to her that she'll probably see my shadow approaching soon, and then I'm like, wait, I don't know her name.
Sounds about right.
Oh, gods! And I turn around and see where the others are, and to see if they're watching me on my suicidal march.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, I've been watching the whole time, and I nudge Jotnar and point at him and just kind of smile a little nod. We all know what he's doing.
I look at Raph for a look of encouragement. What do I get?
Raph is trying hard not to laugh when you look over at him.
The like hand over the mouth.
And then he gives a thumbs up. You know.
Oh, okay, good. Dope. That's all I needed. Stog. I walk up to her and I'm like, "Milady."
Yes.
But I did it in that really creepy fedora wearing "Milady." Like,
Your neckbeard.
yeah.
She looks at you, and the daughter looks at you as well. The daughter.
Oh no! Did you think I was addressing her? Oh no!
The daughter kind of gives you this glare, and the handmaiden is like, "Yes."
It looks like I'll be leaving soon. But I wanted to say something.
So,
Go ahead.
can I interrupt real quick? How good of friends are we with the daughter?
We all live together.
Yeah.
This is true. Okay, so remembering how
Sorry.
he helped Jotnar and seeing the awful struggles and knowing that he can't, he's not a very good strategist, I approach confidently the daughter, because you are going for the handmaiden, right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
I approach the daughter and I show her a tear in my clothes that I had gotten while we were out there, and I kind of notion for her to fix it before we leave, to try to pull her away to get her out of the area.
The handmaiden or the daughter?
The daughter.
The daughter would probably laugh at you for trying to tell her
Yeah,
that she should fix your
I
stuff.
thought we were friends.
You may be,
We were
but
friends.
she doesn't fix stuff. And you're not exactly friends, you're just not exactly enemies. It's kind of like her brother, you know.
Well, then I do
basically-
none of those things, and he's on his own.
You could,
That's why I asked.
Okay. You know what?
You could flex on her, you know what I mean? Like,
she wouldn't be,
I'm gonna.
she wouldn't fix your stuff, but she would, you know, be cordial to you. Does that make sense?
Fine,
You
then I
could-
will.
you could
I will
just- you
strike
could
up a
talk to the
shocking
daughter
conversation.
instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just have a good talk with her. Never mind. I don't want to help anymore.
Okay. I give in and I move up, and I have probably obviously not in front of her father. I've probably flirted with the daughter, the
Maybe.
Oscar's daughter, and I'm not saying I was successful or anything, but it's just like it's more like for fun. Like I've never really was serious or anything, and so I go over and like he's struggling. He's trying to remember what to say, and I'll say, "Hello, ladies. You remember Bjork here, do you not?" And
Oh, we
I
do.
think immediately when Raph comes up and starts talking to him, as they turn to look at him, I'm visibly going, ooh, like exhaling.
yeah, Raph he's probably more comfortable, I guess, around the ladies and stuff is because it doesn't take it seriously, but he's
Well, you
totally
haven't.
flirted before.
Yeah, don't worry. None of the ladies take you
No.
seriously either.
Yeah, he probably does. Maybe he hasn't. Okay.
Well, keep
Maybe
in
this
mind,
is the first
Craft,
time-
you did try to nudge your way into her and her brother's writing training
Yes.
last. Yeah.
That's true. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna attempt to be a wingman here.
I say
And-
that's 2 for 2. I think York's striking out. He's getting no help whatsoever. We all just can't do shit.
Well, I haven't rolled yet. It's for this one. So, chance I can try to play him up, like say some good words, good things about
Sure.
him.
Sure.
You know, it's like well, he's more focusing on telling the handmaiden. And actually, what is her name? Since I know it.
Oh, you mean since you know it?
Yes, of course. Since I do know.
The
I
hand
hate you all.
the handmaiden's name is Ragna, Ragna.
And what is the daughter's name?
Hella, Hella.
And when I go and I say hello, Hella, and I bow and hello, Raga. So giving them. It's so Bjork knows which one is which. Well, at least knows what their names are.
Right.
And I say, remember Bjork here is his father made all those boats. And he's an excellent carpenter on his own right too.
Oh, excellent.
Play him up.
Maybe he can make a new what do they call it? The chest used for storing clothing and stuff.
Yeah, wardrobes.
Yeah. Maybe he can make a nice wardrobe for us then.
And are they looking back at Ragnar or Bjornik?
Yeah.
I give
I
him a
build
nod.
boats! He just blurts out, I build boats! And then
I
realizes
know where
that
the good trees are.
he actually said that. He's like, so I would love the challenge of building a wardrobe for you. For each of you.
Ah, excellent. We look forward to seeing it.
Ragnar, how many clothes do you own? I mean, I need to know how big would you like the wardrobe?
Why don't you surprise me? And they both look at each other, trying to, the whole high school girls where they're kind of like giggling because they know inside things and, trying to get you to do something.
I think I'm gonna make a carpentry check to see if I could pull out the fur and erase my dreams of a longboat and draw over it some sketches of said wardrobe.
Okay.
You might be able to use it.
I need to get some more liquid. If you guys are good with it, you want to make a quick, 10-15 minute break? Grab
Yeah,
some
absolutely.
drink? Okay. Well then, everyone hang tight. We'll be back in just a moment. We are going to let everyone grab coffee, do what they need, and we'll pick right back up here and continue these lovely adventures. Thank you all for being here. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Thanks, gentlemen. We'll be live in just a moment. I'm going to go grab a drink and we'll get going.
Raga, you do remember he healed me from the wolf.
He put his
yeah.
honey on me.
Now you see it. After everyone's gone to sleep, now you try to play wingman.
Exactly.
See, I try to come up. I try to come up and just help people out, and I'm like, yeah, we're friends. We know this thing, and then they're like, no, we don't know you. I don't know you.
Well, I figured the highest charisma. I don't know. He's confident enough, but whether he's actually done this or not is probably he may not have done it before.
You're the cute little buddy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I kind of had that thought. He's more of a pet rather than a friend, so they would have some pity for him.
Well, I guess he probably gets into a lot of trouble.
It's not that I get in a lot of trouble. It's that we get in trouble, but I'm always the one left holding the bag while you guys are running away, and I'm like, hey, officer. Oh, this, not mine. I'm holding it for a friend.
Well, I think Raph, because of the bad roles I've done in the past, he's probably gotten in trouble for doing things, and he doesn't care. He does what he wants. It's like a bad boy, I guess. But
so if this were the Breakfast Club, you'd be wearing a leather jacket.
Well,
he'd be like,
maybe,
good.
Yeah,
maybe I do want another hour of detention.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna do what the man wants.
The man wants me to become a soldier. I don't want to do that. Like, what am I gonna do? A dagger? A bow? Maybe?
I want everyone to understand and recognize that I've been just fucking with everything this whole game. Let's
rotate this one back to the way it was and see how long it takes them to realize that it's backwards. Oh no! Yeah.
It's upside down.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave it like this and see if the DM notices. I think this will be bonding for our characters when he comes back and starts navigating. He's like, wait a minute.
I'm gonna put the dice on it so it's a little bit of noticeable, but
yeah, like maybe one over here.
I was gonna say something like
it looks the same on my page.
No, the sea serpent.
It's inverted.
Yeah.
It's flipped.
Yeah, I flipped it. Oh shit, he's back.
I am.
Go get your coffee time. We're trying to fuck with shit.
Yeah, we had to explain what we were like, the prank we were pulling with Yotnar over here. If he would really just wasn't like, it looks the same to me, we would have been fine.
Well, I actually saw it right when I came back. You just flipped it. And you're putting the dice on each corner.
You know, it's no fun anymore when you know what we're doing.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
When we see the man behind the curtain and
taking my dice off the board.
Yeah, let's take our dice back. That's it.
Sorry.
You can put them in jail. There's a dice
Didn't mean to ruin your fun.
For all the dice that roll incorrectly, you can put them in jail.
You know what?
We were entertaining chat with our plans.
Exactly. Do you guys get anything else? Are you guys all set?
Yeah, I'm good. I was thinking we get Jotnar to help us flirt with ladies. He's more than a man than we are.
Wow, okay, yeah.
I would say that
wow.
the ladies are probably afraid of Jotnar because he'd come up to him, and remember, he's going to be flirting with, like, preteens, and he's like, they'll be like, he will crush us!
Jotnar just walks up, boobies!
Squeeze!
Alright.
I like big wood. Wait, I mean, I got big. No, I mean, I know where the good trees are.
Hey, that's my wood. You leave that alone.
I get the big hardwood.
How to identify the good wood.
This chat has divulged. I'm sorry.
All right.
Oh no, we're starting. Never mind. I won't be right back.
You can step off if you need. You can step off if you need. We'll finish up this little.
Well, first, do you have anything important to say before you go on your break?
Shut up. That's what the mute has to say. The mute just looks at you and just kind of like
flips me off.
I see the happenings, and I'm like, you know, not my crowd, not my monkeys, not my circus. I'm out, and I go to sharpen my axe because I'm gonna get ready for the upcoming adventure.
You're gonna prep for the actual tasks at hand.
I was gonna try to make a carpentry tools roll.
Yeah.
I can find where they put my dice. Oh, they changed the color.
Yep.
Well, fine then. All right, well, here we go. Yep. Okay, so for my carpentry tools, that would be a 14, and I'm trying to just draw a sketch of what the wardrobes will look like.
Okay. Yeah, you get a fairly decent design.
And we can put...
By the way, Clark says to kill you all.
No! Clark's in the house! And he's trying to explain this to the handmaiden as he's sketching it real quick in front of her, and he goes, and then over here, for each of you ladies, I could put whatever animals you like. You know, because I know that's big in Viking culture.
Yep, they're just both there looking, watching.
We could put the stag on yours, Hella, because of your stoic grace and your position in the town. And for you, Ragnar, we could probably do something like a wonderful bird or flowers or a breathtaking...
What a raven just watching it. See? No? Okay. I get it.
This isn't for you. This is for the ladies.
Raph talks up and they both like snap over and look at him. Like, what are you doing interjecting in this conversation? What's going on? You know, as they do when they're high schoolers.
I can carve several nuts and include putting a path to Bifrost on here for you.
Interesting.
And I have all the wood I need for it. I'll gather the nails and I'll have them ready for you when I return.
I look forward to seeing what you can make. Until then, good luck. And kind of give you a, you're dismissed sort of thing.
I turn around and I just slowly start walking back towards Mute, who had walked away. And I have this shocked look on my face.
That's what the Mute said.
Raph just says bye and waves at them like he doesn't, he's like, I think we were discussing, he seems to be a bit of a rascal. He's confident enough in what he does, or at least he shows up
right.
confidence. He's not, whether he's gonna impress them or not, he doesn't care. He's just confident in his actions.
Yeah. All right. Anything for anyone else? Or you want to move on to the next scene?
Guess we need to load a cart and start leaving. Or is it the next morning, or the next morning we're leaving with the cart?
You're leaving as soon as possible.
Oh.
Do we have to provide our own weapons? Or will they provide it for us?
You don't know. It wasn't said.
I go and see Oscar if he has a moment. I'll to ask him.
Oscar seems preoccupied with equipping his son and getting him ready to go. And looks like he's going to go with him to make sure his son is safe. His heir.
Have we ever been given, like, coin or anything from him for personal use, I guess?
Can I tell that he's looking for a weapon?
Roll a intuition. What is it called?
Insight.
That one. Thank you. You remember that there's that skill, but you can't remember the exact name of it?
Yeah, I still call stealth move silently. I know how you feel.
Yep.
What's 8? But I don't know what I'm rolling against here.
It would be wisdom.
-1.
Yeah. So a 7. You're not sure? You think he might be? It's or maybe
I'm still in the area, right?
Maybe he's looking for a tent.
Yeah, we walk towards you, Mute.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll for a grand and glorious idea that I have seen, and knowing that Hroff and Bjork do not have weapons, and I can see that he's kind of looking like he wants a weapon, but he's not sure. So I'm going to roll to see if I can recognize that's what he's doing, and I have a plan for after such. Where the hell is my dice?
Sure. There's one right there
Where's
behind
my
your
big old
sheet.
metal die? Who took my good die from me? Thank you.
It was sitting right next to your spot on the table.
Oh, clearly I was I did not do good. That's off of wisdom.
Yep.
And no, just a +1 for that one. So I
Which is actually a
Yeah,
-1 right now because of your younger age.
oh yeah. So
You get a 6.
I guess I can't help out with that either.
You're over there prepping your own gear and like sharpening your axe and checking all your clothing and everything, making sure you're all set to go. So Bjork would actually see you not far off, like prepping the gear you have on you and probably, getting everything set to go.
Okay, it's time for Bjork to remember that I am a smith.
Right.
Type.
That was what I was gonna follow up with. I was gonna go to Mr. Smith man and be like, and point at the axe and point at them and be like,
He did see me at the smith shop, so it's like, okay.
Well, yeah, but Bjork, I don't think he would notice that Hraf is looking or interested in finding a weapon, because right now Bjork thinks he is a lady killer and he is on cloud 9 right now. He's got this big goofy looking grin on his face, and he's looking at the plans that he.
if I die tomorrow, I talked to a woman today.
She's totally into me,
There you go.
Well, Raph knows that I'm a smith too, so
Yeah, but I don't.
maybe not put it together. I don't know.
Well, the trouble is in order to make a weapon, because iron is so hard to find with
Right.
this culture's technology, if we did not already have a weapon, we would definitely have to pay through our noses for it.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking.
Unless they provide
be-
one.
Well, that's what I'm hoping,
I was
because
gonna steal one.
if the master doesn't, if Oscar doesn't provide us with weapons, then the Jarl probably would, because how can he expect a commoner and an unpaid one, like he's still a child, to have the money to buy a weapon?
That, and Oscar did say the point of this was we were all going out to be selected if we're worthy, and then we're going to be trained.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Right.
entirely sure we need weapons
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
to
have to
determine whether or not we're
we
worthy.
just have to go see if Odin likes us or not.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not worried about that. I was looking to see if I could get a weapon to start practicing. So maybe, but if we have to leave right away,
There's a stick.
he doesn't have much in the way of supplies and equipment. He really just has a few books.
Right.
With that being said, then, since you're kind of like walking around with furrowed brows, I think Yorick would look up at you. Hraf, thank you. I appreciated the assistance back there. I think she rather took a liking to me. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm not big on I didn't want to be a soldier, but well, I've never picked up one before, weapon. But
Well, I can tell you I'm not big on it either, but my father made me practice with this fishing spear. So if they have spears, I'll know how to use them. Do you have a practice weapon?
I've never picked up a weapon, so I don't have one. But hey, if Odin,
It'll only
Odin
take
will
me a
provide.
few minutes, but with Mute's axe, I can find you a really good sapling, and we can make you a small sword-shaped or sword-sized practice staff, if that's what you're interested in.
He can get you some wood so you can have a stick to hold.
What say you? Would you like a sapling? I can whittle it down and at least get it to the appropriate size.
don't worry about it. If I'm worthy to be a warrior, which I hope not, then they'll provide a weapon for me.
You'll see Bjork smile and place his hand on your shoulder. Remember, Wrath, even Odin's greatest strength came from his wisdom, not from his talent with a blade. That's why he has his son Thor.
Yes. That's why I don't need a weapon.
Besides,
I have Jotnar.
you're named after ravens. That's a good sign. That's a good omen.
We'll
So-
see.
We're going to fast forward a little bit. You guys get to the circle. And while you're there, you see the greatest warriors. But apparently a dog is...
Dogs.
Yeah. A
The
rabid
dogs of
dog.
war.
Of the Jarl are there. The Jarl is not. Which is not uncommon because he trusts them.
But he has like a Huskarl there.
A few of them, actually.
Oh my.
And
I'm
not,
seeing that there's more than one Huskarl. That's when Bjork starts to get nervous. Why
They're
are
all there.
of them here.
all of his best warriors are there.
Bjork's gonna check in with Jotnar. Jotnar, are you okay with this? I just know that you're a very big man, and I've seen the way people talk about you.
Jotnar, you do recognize someone who you helped in the Jarl's town, the blacksmith from the main town. You see, he's here as well.
So, but are we summoned? We're summoned here. Are we where we're supposed to be yet?
Yeah,
Not-
this is the area you're supposed to be at.
Okay, that's the main thing, is just to be where we're supposed to be, when we're supposed to be there.
And, like, he should be in town working the forge, but he's here for some reason.
Well, yeah, I guess I assume that he's looking after his son that's about to be challenged as well. I guess we're all of the age to be challenged.
Could be.
Well, I mean, obviously he's not, so. Okay.
But yeah, they're all there. And one of them gets up and talks. It's like, well, look up, everyone. Gather around. Shut up. Your shelter. Be prepared for what's about to happen. We're going to let you all run some practice. And as he starts talking, you see a black hooded figure walk up behind him and touch him on the shoulder and whisper something in his ear. And immediately, all the other Housecarl warriors up there who see the guy in the robe immediately take a knee.
Well, I guess we're
That guy's
smart enough
familiar.
to all take a knee.
If
I'll
you guys
take the
choose
knee
to.
as well.
I'm probably the last to take a knee, and I'm like, oh, yeah. And awkwardly kneel while still holding my fishing spear.
The guy steps up in the black robe, and you hear a voice. Elderly voice. Powerful voice. That is louder than it should be. For those of you who know, D&D, he's basically using thaumaturgy to make his voice boom, sort of thing.
Ooh.
I need you all to roll charisma saves.
To give you guys who haven't played D&D before, thaumaturgy is a spell that has multiple applications, but it can make your voice sound like you're talking through a megaphone.
Yeah.
I just thought it was Yoda's head.
I rolled a 2.
You're-
Is
You
it,
interfere with my roll because I rolled a 2 too. I want to re-roll.
is it a charm based or no?
It is charm based.
So we all have disadvantage.
Oh,
Yes.
no. Oh, good.
Oh.
Well, it's not lower than a 2. So what
Hey, we're
disadvantage
children,
means
so
is...
it's okay.
Okay,
That,
just to be
hang on.
clear,
Disadvantage means you have to roll twice and take the lowest roll, guys.
I've got a 2 either way, so.
okay,
Ah,
I
come on, it
rolled-
could be a 1.
on my dice,
I
my
ended
first
up with the lowest one being a
Oh,
4.
no.
no,
Go ahead.
my first time I rolled it was an 18. The second was a 1, but I am fortunate, so I'm going to re-roll
Nice.
that 1.
Good
Let's see if
call.
I get... But that's not, it's better, but it's not. But
That'd be a fortunate son too.
Well,
could have.
well,
Wasn't
yeah.
selected.
so final 12.
Okay.
I don't know what that means with fortunate.
Fortunate was one of the
doing a 15.
abilities. Fortunate was one of the abilities that Raven decided to purchase when he first made his character. So whereas you purchased like Climber and Incredible Memory, he purchased Fortunate.
Oh, I didn't purchase anything. I'm like, dime, make it happen, and that's how I
Yep.
became who I am today. So I guess I got a 2.
It's all good. It's all good. It's appropriate. It works.
So it's charisma, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that my final's 12.
So, as he's talking, he also, in his undertones, you notice almost like a second voice speaking. And you all feel the command to bow. Not just kneel, but bow. Before Odin, is what he says. Welcome before Odin.
The
You have
moment he
all
says
gathered
this, I
below
put my
his
spear
eyes.
flat on the moment he says this, I put my spear flat on the ground and I go into a full bow.
And the three of you are compelled to do so.
Oh yes,
Raph.
I have been compelled.
Well, you are, here, you feel something. And you notice everyone around you basically, like, bows fully. Instead of just taking a knee, like, full-on bow. Odin seeks the greatest warriors. You shall learn the trade, or you shall be cast aside. I also seek to see who of you amongst you can have a talent. And you notice there's only like 5 of these young men, teenagers that are your age, who didn't basically just get shoved to the ground. And Haraf is one of them. Like, the 3 of you would actually probably, feel that and kind of fully bow. But you notice Haraf didn't seem to get shoved to the ground like you guys did. Like, feel compelled to do it. He's just kneeling normally.
I do give a sideways glance to Raph. Bow, you fool!
Raph is probably intrigued that it is Odin, and he looks up at times and catch a glimpse of him behind the hooded cloak.
All you see are, like, somewhat glowing eye. Like this blue glowing eye. And then you see a flock of ravens come flying overhead. All with eyes glowing. There's at least a half-dozen ravens just flying around this group, all with the eyes blazing blue, staring at everyone.
And I'll look up at the ravens.
Each of them come down and land on one of the people who's not bowing. One lands right on your head, Raph. Those of you chosen by the Raven, come forward and come with me. And he walks off.
I'll step forward like where we're supposed to go.
Okay.
Oh, you're following him.
Yep, those that had the raven landed on their heads all walk off. And if the person doesn't start, the raven will actually grab them by the collar and start flapping, and they'll feel like something making them go that way. You know, the raven's pulling them that direction.
So they're not ravens the size like in Valheim. Just normal size ravens.
Yes, they're not the Valheim, human-sized raven. They're the actual raven-sized ravens. Except that they have, glowing blue eyes. They're just normal ravens. So they all merge off, and the House Carl gets back up. Alright, warriors. Let us see what you are made of. Pair up! Spar! And it begins.
I just stand up and wait
Jotnar.
for two people to come at me.
Can I pick Bjork? No, I'm not gonna pick Bjork. Actually, so I just stand up as well and kind of look around, waiting for someone to approach me as well.
You and Bjork are near Hraf. Are near Jotnar. Jotnar, seeing you're the big guy, you're definitely one to take down. And so you see like 4 of these big teens come charging at you.
I know that Yorick doesn't need help, but I kind of just wanna stay close to make sure, because I'll pick up if I need to. But I kind of start. I nudge at Yorick to kind of keep him close, so we can keep an eye on Jotnar.
Yeah.
With that being said, Bjork puts his bag down and then stands behind the mute, but he pulls his spear out up above his head, held with 2 hands in a piercing motion, so that while the mute is in melee combat with somebody, Bjork can stab them from behind and also help fight. So he's going to try to use the weapon's limited reach abilities.
Yeah. All right. So, Jotnar, we're going to have you roll some dodge saves, see how you do. So you roll a d20.
I roll a d20. I remember picking athletics last time as one of the skills. I don't see it on the character sheet, though.
Right. That's a skill. You need to add that. And that doesn't apply here, but you will see it.
That's all I remember is athletics.
It's all good, man.
But it's all strength anyway, so I mean, it's like, am I dodging? Or,
No. Dodge is basically, we're doing it where you guys roll everything. So instead of the enemy rolling and seeing if they hit your AC, you roll an armor check, essentially, to see if you avoid the hit or not. And so you'll add your dex modifier, which is currently 0, to the d20 and see if you get hit or not.
Okay. I guess. I think I understand.
Yeah, basically you're making a roll to, unlike standard D&D, instead of him rolling against you, we're rolling for everything. So you're just making a roll to dodge out of the way of the attack. So you just have to make a dexterity roll.
Okay, I was just looking at my character traits here at some of the stuff. I don't know how that colossal endurance works for my immense body mass to occasionally shrug off injuries, so I don't know.
Once a short rest, which is once a day.
Oh, okay,
so if they hit you, you can shrug it off.
I believe it's once short rest.
Right, okay, so I could choose to... I guess I could choose to if I want to.
Yeah, you can choose to reduce the damage currently by 3, because Con is...
That's good, because I rolled a freaking 1. I'm gonna get hit.
Oh no, it's critical.
That's a crit. Yep.
I would definitely use it. I'm thinking this might be good for you to use.
Yeah, use it. Reduce it by 3.
It's time for me to shrug this one off.
It depends on much damage you do.
So all of them just nail him hard. And I mean, you guys have seen, like, these are like the 4 biggest guys, like the big Vikings, right? They all nail Jotnar as hard as they can. And Jotnar, yeah, you would go down. However, like you said, you have that ability. You just like, and just shove them off. And they're like, all stunned at the fact that you did not just get pummeled. And you hear a laugh from a couple of the house Carls up there who just saw this happen. And, you know, picking the biggest brute is not always the wisest choice, but it's the way that a teenager usually thinks, right?
Right.
And they have all seasoned warriors, so they're all there like,
yeah. So
maybe learn to size up your opponent better.
I just stand up and just shrug it off.
So mid rebound, as they're going back, I want to seize the opportunity to go forward and take out whichever one is closest to me. And of course, that would be also closest to Jotnar. And so I charge forward, hoping that Bjork will be right behind me, but I must go forward and try to help out, because I know that the big brute can take it, but even the mightiest tree can fall if hit enough times. So I want to step in and do what we must.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and whatever target that the mute picks and swings, if there's another target within range, I want to try to poke their hamstring with my sharp fishing spear.
Okay. You notice everyone is using less than lethal weapons right now, as it's not meant to be a bloodbath.
Yes, tasers.
The mute pulls out his hand axe, is just like right in somebody's head.
Splits their head open wide. I guess I'm worthy.
It's like taking a gun to a wrestling match.
We're all wrestling. Machine gun. See, I stand victorious.
So, I would step up and pick the nearest target and go for a non-shield sided. Are they carrying a sword and board, or are they just carrying a?
Right now, most everyone isn't actually wielding a weapon. It's a straight up brawl.
Oh, a brawl. Okay. Well, then I will charge forward.
There's a few blunt sticks, but that's about it.
At the nearest target, and I will basically lunge at him, attempting to go for an overpower, land on him, and push him down, and then I would start some ground melee with him. So that is what I'm attempting to get started at.
All right. So roll an attack. It's a d20, and you add your strength modifier.
Which would be +2 because we're teens. We don't get the full mods that we normally would.
If it's +2, then that'd be a 5. That's not very strong.
So you swing.
Since I haven't gone yet, if I see that he misses, I would like to target the one that he's hit. He was trying to attack.
Sure.
Sorry.
So he kind of connects some, but not enough to really impact enough.
All right.
Save me.
Straight for the hamstring. 7.
Bjork did a good thing. Look at that.
Is 7 good enough?
You connect and probably do like minimal damage, but yeah, it's not looking so good.
Him we have.
Can I swing now?
Yes, you can.
He hits him like Sauron from the Fellowship of the Ring. They just go flying in the air.
If he connects, he's likely to do that because you have to keep in mind he currently has 20 strength.
Yeah.
So he's at +5 to hit.
Is it my turn?
Yes, it is your turn. It is your turn. You get to wail on them.
You had to afford to hit with a bow, or maybe a dagger, but that's... Oh,
well,
+3.
We'll get to what's happening with you later, Haraf.
Yeah.
So thanks for your
that's
patience.
fine.
It's you'll definitely be getting yours.
Swinging at multiple targets, or just
Well, you only You only get one hit, so unless you have a move that lets you target multiple people, it's only one to start with.
I don't know that. I don't know that technique. I'm just swinging, right?
Yeah,
And
so you're basically targeting one person to start with.
Is.
Yeah, you're targeting one person to start with.
Okay. Pity the fool.
Basically.
Oh, oh
It's
no.
It's an 11 plus 5, right?
Yep. So you connect.
Yeah.
He just puts his fist into this one guy, and he just crumples. Just like, and like tumbles backwards. You know how like you see the, you know, in movies, like the guy gets hit and he like tumbles in the dirt. He's like, a little bit. Yeah, you see that happen with this guy.
And he was one of
yeah.
the big...
Oh yeah, there's one of the big
Hey,
boys who attacked
why
you.
didn't he have +5 off that? Because I see his strength is +6, but then we had the -1, right?
Right.
Yeah, which brings it to 20, which is a +5 instead of a +6.
Oh. So would that mean that I would have had a +2?
That's why you
Yeah.
get +2, because
Okay,
normally you'd be
gotcha.
+3, but we're just kids.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Good stuff. Carry on. Sorry, I was trying to figure out maths.
You're good, man.
I just want you guys to know, since you haven't experienced D&D, once we hit adulthood, we have 3 very competent fighters. Like, we are going to be very deadly.
Oh, I will be pretty deadly with a bow if I pick one up. I'm just not. I might have to. Who knows?
Yeah, I was just referring to
Yeah.
strength-wise. Like,
Oh,
we're
strength-wise,
very,
yeah.
very strong.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
everyone has decent strength. Of the
No,
3 of you who are
yeah,
actually going to be
yeah,
fighting on the
yeah.
front line. I mean, a 16, a 16, and a 22.
Right.
Yeah, the 2 of you are above average in strength, and
Yeah,
and
to
yours
give
are
you
mixed
guys,
up for me.
To give you guys an idea of how the stats work, a 10 is average.
Right.
So a 16 is pretty strong.
Yeah.
That's like,
Both
Yeah.
Viking and Jarl's characters are both pretty good-sized, muscled Viking boys.
Good Viking boys.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pretty standard. You know, maybe above average, I guess. But
Yes.
I gotta see if I gotta roll to see if I get hit again now.
Yep. So it goes to the next round. Actually, roll a intimidate check using your strength. So you're going to basically roll and see if you incur anyone else's wrath, or if they're going to run from you in terror.
That's right. There's 4 of you. Well, I only have to hit one of you because one's gonna crumble, the other I run away scared.
since Viking and I are attacking from the rear, could he get advantage on that intimidate?
It doesn't matter. I've got a
You got a 14
Well, I
on
mean,
the
it
die.
does, because if you roll a nat 20, the whole battlefield may flee from you.
right. Well,
So if you have
It's-
advantage,
I hit
if
the
you have
arc.
advantage, if you have if you have advantage, you can roll again if the DM allows us to give you advantage, and you can try for an even higher roll.
Yeah, you can go with that since they're lending their aid to you.
okay.
So roll and see if you get better than a 14.
Yeah, and then basically you roll twice and you keep the higher. Yeah, look at that,
Yeah.
21.
16. Yeah. Okay.
So you got 20 even on your check. So yeah, you're
Well,
making
21 because his strength is +5.
Oh, right. Yeah. Nope, you're right. So yeah, you notice a few of them, their pants get a little darker. If you notice on your sheet there, it says you're emotional.
Oh, right.
Sometimes you have to potentially roll or get psychic damage, and essentially I was having it where the intimidation
That makes sense.
kind of hit that realm, so they took it. Essentially, we'd be taking a D4 psychic damage as they now have sized up the opponent.
Could we get a D4 just to see how big Tex's damage would have been? I want to see Big Tex roll this.
I'm causing PTSD.
It's
So
basically.
Roll that die. Let's
Roll
see
that.
what it does. Oh,
2.
okay.
So they would all take 2 psychic damage from him.
Which is like for most kids our age, a third of their health.
Right? I mean, look at your sheet.
Right.
You got 6, and you're tough, Jarl, and Viking has 6, and you both are pretty tough guys. And you have 6.
So does that mean the one that I stabbed and the one that he punched probably went uncon?
Yeah, or at least backed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yay! Helped.
So
Oh yeah, you helped.
with these rolls, you basically now have kind of caught the eye of a few of them. You notice amongst the housecarls, there's a bit of a disagreement. Since you guys have kind of cleared the area around you, you're able to pay a little more attention to them to catch this. And that's the only reason you're actually getting this. It was going to be more secretive, but you all kind of made a little more space.
What's the distance between us? Like 10 feet to the next opponent, or?
Now it's 10, and then 15, and then yeah, they're backing away from the big monster.
Because I wanted to try to do something before they ran too far away. Since,
okay. What do you want to try?
Wicked. I was thinking that maybe, I don't know if Wicked wants to do this, but we can continue to push the fight because they're backing away from the monster. But if this was an actual battle against creatures, we'd be using this moment of fear to...
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
Take advantage
Yeah.
of
Oh my god. Look at the mute's attack roll.
Whoa.
That's a 20.
Yeah, I would say that we push on this one then.
Yeah, so they're starting to back away, and you see this, this kid is bigger than you. And you just run up as he's backing away from Jotnar and, trip him and, slam him and knock him down to the ground. It's just, pile driving, just BAM!
When I see the housecarls doing what they're doing, and I realize we're being judged at this moment, we are a fighting unit. I kind of want all of us to be accepted at the same time, so I want to incorporate my friends in my attacks. And I already incorporated the mute by our formation tactics. But
yeah,
I was
the mute was already accepting of this and realized that, which is why we stood close to Jotnar.
Could I roll an athletics check to try to spend my movement to climb up Jotnar to his shoulders? Because he's 7 feet tall.
Sure.
And then jump and attack. I know the risks. If I mess up, it's gonna make me look real stupid.
It's gonna be spectacular. It'll either be a spectacular success or a spectacular faceplant.
So since we're
Let's
going
do
full
it.
WWE on this one, I would kind of like to charge in at the same person too, so we can kind of hit this guy at the same time.
Okay. We're gonna save your roll then, and we're gonna see if it's the same guy. Let's have Jarl go ahead and roll for Bjork.
I was thinking more of the break and shatter, like in medieval warfare, where once you punch a hole through their lines, like you and I, the mute and Bjork would take on two different foes to continue to break their line instead of picking on them one at a time. Because you just chased a guy and made him eat shit. But I don't have that ability with the spear. I'm gonna try to roll the athletics.
Okay.
So, wish me luck.
It's going to be basically a skill challenge. You have athletics to climb him, acrobatics for your how well you jump off, and then a standard attack to see how well you plant it.
No, we haven't fought together. I don't think
No.
Jotnar has seen me fight, actually, now that I think about it. All right, I'm going to try to climb up Jotnar. Hopefully he doesn't elbow me off into oblivion.
Just stand and need a perception check to make sure he knows this is friendly.
I'm fine.
Well, actually, that's a good point. Maybe as a free action, maybe Jotnar could help me, but as a free action, I want to be like, Jotnar, boost me up, and I want to run and see if maybe I can get advantage on the athletics if Jotnar, lowers his shoulder or something.
Yeah, I don't see how I couldn't assist the climb, right?
I mean, if you wanted to assist him, yes. If he hollers and asks an assist, basically that reduces the DC on his athletics check to almost nothing.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Right, so I'm like,
hell yeah.
Jotnar,
Now, Jotnar,
give me a lift.
I'm going to send you a little private message in Discord, and I need you to answer it. So this is for Jotnar.
This is interesting.
Okay.
Oh, Jotnar knows the secrets from the DM. Passing notes. Well, I'm going to send a note to Jarl.
Jotnar picks me up like a spear and chucks me, and I'm just like, ah!
And Bjork, I'm sending you a private message too.
Ooh,
Go ahead and answer.
send me, slide into my DMs, as the children would say.
Hey, if
Oops. Well, it's in
I
a
think you accidentally sent the wrong picture.
oh, it'll be
That
good.
cat's great.
It'll be good. I just need to know the answer.
Listen, don't worry if it messes it up. Go for what you think would be like the coolest thing in a movie. So whatever he's sending
Right.
you, if it's funny, go with the funny. I'm good with that. My guide
Okay.
failed at flirting with a handmaiden, so I'm good either way.
So yeah,
That reduces the handmaiden down, doesn't it?
That-
She's a handmaiden.
that answered it. Thank you, Yotnar.
Okay. Was that accurate enough?
Yeah. You kind of said enough that I kind of get the meaning. So now we'll have Bjork do his rolls.
I look at Yotnar and I'm like, Yotnar, give me a lift. And it's just like as my boots are running in the dirt, and I leap off to try to like put my foot on his forearm, and I want to try to make it up in as few strides as possible.
So Jotnar takes a knee, right?
Oh,
And you run up. So roll your athletics, and then I need an acrobatics.
okay. So the athletics is an 8.
hmm
The acrobatics is a 17.
Okay, and now I need an attack,
And would this be an advantage since I'm flying through the air, or just standard?
or just standard for now.
Perfect.
It's makes it easier.
So it looked good, but
4.
then that happened.
Oh, don't worry. I modified I modified it based on the fact that it essentially in previous editions it would be called flat-footed because of what just happened.
I remember flat-footed. Yeah, it was like
Um,
the fixed to Thaco a while ago.
Yeah, even in 3.5 they had it. Basically their dex advantage is removed. Sort of thing. So here's what happens. Instead of doing, a major damage and accidentally, punching through the guy and putting a hole in him, your low attack allowed you to actually turn it in time and hit him with the blunt end instead of put it through him. Because as you jump up, Jotnar is like, okay, and shot puts you off.
Oh no!
And you go flying like a bolt at this guy, the big guy who had hit him. And you turn your spear in time, so you nail him with the butt end, and he just goes out, cold, down. So you essentially became a javelin.
Can I make
For Jotnar.
a wisdom save real quick? And then
Sure.
I'll reenact my scene. Okay,
That's what the private message was. Would Jotnar assist or not? And he said, I would help him, not launch him into space. And so basically he, shot put you. Helped.
Yeah. So the moment that I'm like, the music's going in my head, and my feet hit the ground, and I jump up to his knee, not realizing he shot puts me in the air, and it goes from being a yeah to a yeah.
Watch out for that tree!
Watch out for that.
The jungle.
Yeah, you just take the guy out, but you're able to tumble with your acrobatics. You're good enough. Like, you get up, you didn't take damage. You're like,
Yeah,
whoa.
3-point landing.
and you look back, and, like, the guy is out.
And then I'm going to look over my shoulder towards the house girls like, yeah, we meant to do that.
Of course we did.
I'll leave you guys alone for just a few minutes.
I'm gonna.
Right.
All right, Raven. I'm going to come over to where he is, half pretending that he intended to do that, and I'm gonna kind of smack him on the back encouragingly, but also remind him that there's still more people around, so stop showboating, and kind of head nod towards the next
Nice,
the
Clark.
next group, and back towards Jotnar as a what does the battlefield look, or not battlefield, what does the sparring area look like? Have we cleared the area?
The sparring is still going on, but it's rapidly moving farther away from you three.
Okay, so I would take the opportunity then to regroup back with Jotnar. I would basically bring Bjork and Jotnar and get back together, and then kind of look at, and we would survey the remaining individuals in the group to kind of pick our next target. And I'm gonna let
If
Jotnar.
I'm not sure if we actually have. From what I'm guessing, I think that the rest, anybody that's still left fighting, would kind of be sparring each other. There's
Oh, yeah.
nobody left but us.
But
Yeah,
we need to be the one standing, dude.
Yeah, I agree with the mute.
Yeah.
We need to pick a target and march toward them because
Right.
we need to clear this battlefield quick. We want to be monsters. But I would also like to point out, I think my character's looking around. Bjork says, let's not find anybody as at too much of a disadvantage. We don't want it to look like we're picking on the weak. We want to pick on the strongest ones. Jotnar, pick the one that you think is the most dangerous.
Okay.
Jotnar, the one that's the most dangerous. The housecarls at the front of the crowd look to be the toughest warriors. So I want you to roll an intelligence check.
That's right. Well, I'm smart enough to.
I want you to roll an intelligence check to see if you catch that he meant not the toughest person visible, but the toughest of the younglings. Just for fun.
Right. Sure. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
We're not doing it.
So
I think with the critical fail, we might have to.
yeah,
I might have to move towards
this is how it goes. This is how it goes. All right. This will be great. This will be great. So Bjork and the mute are both, eyeing all these, teenagers, and they got, Jotnar right behind them, and they're getting ready to, go with him. All right, Jotnar, who are we going with? Jotnar? You guys look back and you see Jotnar just double timing it right for the housecarls. Like, he's going to go and just bulldoze right through them.
Double close line across 4 men.
I look towards the mute, and I'm like, well, we've already established we're a unit, and we can't falter now.
Yeah, after you say that, I look at him, shrug the shoulders, and let out a.
And we just start charging towards the housecarls as well. If the mute is taking the left flank, I want to take the right, so that they can't surround Jotnar.
This went down fast. That's great.
Who needs the little people? Take out the commanders.
It's like Hogwarts. You beat up the teacher, and all of a sudden you're the one who can't be mentioned ever.
Right?
So we're good.
Wow, you guys are really getting into a lot of trouble.
I know.
Good thing that
Raph
Raph
is
isn't
like-
in here.
Raph is probably like, they selected me. Oh, I hope the other guys aren't too bored. We're like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's all on you, Big Tex. You gotta make the first attack. 'cause
I
those
would
guys
say
are
at this
certainly
point,
not
everyone just
expecting it.
kind of stopped fighting and just are watching us going at the house girl.
I don't know if they actually realize I'm attacking them until I come in with a double
So
double
They're
close
just,
line.
Tex.
they're just sitting there talking, and they're like sipping their mead, and the shadow just looms over the table.
I need
All right, let's-
Tex. I need you to roll. I need you to roll an attack, just a straight, like you did before. Oh man,
Oh my god.
See-
Oh no!
these are things you can't make up.
Yep.
It's a 20.
Oh wow. So they just watch you, and you just clothesline a couple of them. I mean, you lay them out. Now a couple of them dodge, and I need you to roll a dex save.
5, oh boy.
So you plow right through them, but next thing you know, your feet go out from underneath you. And you just go
Right.
face plant. They had this table set up, with their drinks and their snacks that they're eating, watching. You just go right into this thing. It's down. Like, you bust it into pieces. Like, it goes showering. Now, Bjork and the mute, you come running up behind. You notice 2 of them stepped off to the side of
The same side or
Jotnar,
opposite?
of opposite sides of Jotnar, and tripped him and shoved him. Like they
All right.
encouraged him to face plant into the table and avoided the
Encourage you to
hit.
face
Encourage
plant.
him. Diplomatically forced you to eat table.
I've been encouraged by my left and right foot to hit this table.
I
And they
think
have
what I'm gonna
both-
do.
Taken their shield and have it out and are ready to put up a shield wall against the 2 of you. And
so they are spinning towards us.
yeah,
Okay.
they're basically saying, if you keep coming, you're going to join him. Kind of look.
I mean, I can't speak for the mute, but I think I'm gonna run, and then when I see the shield wall coming up, I'm gonna get low to the ground to slide in for an attack and swipe from left to right to try to take his feet out from under him.
And now we're opposite sides, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going to hang back just a little bit to give him this is where it's going. And I had already had the plan of jumping towards Jotnar and off the top, basically at the top level of the Housecarl's shield, and going in for a disarmament of that shield rather than head on into it, kind of over the top.
Okay. Are you guys going for the same one?
No.
No, because we're on opposite
Yeah,
sides.
yellow,
Yeah.
white.
Okay.
Right.
All right, so roll.
Do I need to roll anything for the slide, or is that just a...
No, we'll just go with it. It's flavor for the
I
attack.
rolled an 18.
Nice.
I rolled a 12 plus 2, right? So that's a
Yeah.
14?
Yeah. So you get their feet, but you notice he had kind of prepared, knowing, he's an experienced warrior. So you hit, and it hurt. And he just kind of grins at you. Last warning. And you knock the guy in the head, and he's like, boom. You need to roll a armor save.
Both of us?
No, the one you hit was actually just like stepped on your spear. Took it, stepped on your spear, and told you, stop. The other guy is going to deck the mute.
Oh, pick on the mute. That's great. Oh, not bad.
It's which warrior you got. They have different attitudes.
Right.
That was another roll, by the way, so it's another 14.
Right.
Cool. So yeah, you take it, but you feel a little bit dazed. You almost avoided it. But
So I'm going to...
he gives you a nice knock in the face. And he's like, calm down, boy.
So I'm going to...
It's trying to struggle up the table, right?
Yeah, you're...
Well, hang on. I think it's Big Tex's turn to decide what to do next.
Yep.
Okay.
But you get your thing ready.
Yeah, because you're next.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
I'm just trying to get up, right?
If you want to. There's a bunch of food in front of you and a busted table.
You just start eating
just
like
like,
on the ground.
Right.
I'm going to take a snack and go to sleep. Good luck, guys.
Snack and mead. Okay, if there's mead left, it's all on the floor.
Roll an investigation if you want to look for some.
Yeah. Well, I did what I was supposed to do, so I guess it's just sit and watch and eat.
Oh, you dick! We put you into battle, and then we're still fighting, and you're like, I'm just gonna watch.
I took out half of them.
Roll it.
Oh.
Roll a d20, Tex. We're just seeing how quickly you can find what you're looking for.
7. I don't know. It's all around
Okay.
the floor.
Yeah, so he's looking around, Bjork and the mute. You guys see him start looking around, looking for a unbroke meat horn, and popping some of the food in his mouth. And it's just like, all right.
It was at that moment that Bjork realized he was after the food, not the Huskarls.
So I'm going to take a step back, kind of reeling from that funk to the head, realizing probably not the best idea to follow the giant into the fray, but you got to stick with your buddies. So I'm going to turn around, grab Bjork, kind of pull him closer to me, and then because I don't have any weapons,
Before you do that, I am restrained on the ground because he's stepping on my spear, so I can't move.
Unless you let go of it.
Here.
I'm not.
I literally grab you and pull
We're
you back.
Vikings.
So are you gonna hold on to the spear?
Yep.
We're Vikings. You cannot let go of your weapon. That's like the biggest shame in a battle. You would shame me forever if you did that.
Okay, so if you're hanging on to your spear,
But if you give a strength check, maybe you could pull me and we could make that guy fall. Maybe we could do something like that.
yeah, no, No.
Oh.
So I'm going to reach over. I'm going to see that you have your spear underneath this behemoth's foot. Both of us have failed in our attack, so I am going to grab you by the arm, point, I guess, then at the snack-consuming mead monster that is now just laying on the ground happy rather than wanting to fight, and kind of like convince you to just let's rethink this approach a little bit.
Yeah, I think once you point that out to me, I'm like, oh. I
You both
raise
like-
my gaze up sheepishly at the guard that's towering above me. But I'm not letting go of the spear.
It's up to you to explain what we just did. You know I'm not going to.
Oh yeah, when I realize Mute's not talking, maybe he gives me an elbow and I'm like, we're sorry, we thought our shield brother was... We always stick with our shield brothers. I didn't realize it was lunchtime. He just had a leg of lamb and a bunch of apples. I didn't even think he'd still be hungry.
It's like, man of his size, I'm sure he's always hungry. Why don't
Is
you
that
take
what
a
those
break?
girls say?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The name's
So-
Bjork.
so-
I accept any lashing that you have for me. It was... You can't blame the Mute. It was my call to follow.
I actually found
I
it
would-
amusing, and apparently so did the Jarl's brother. He points over at the blacksmith of the town, who's just over there on the side. Just
Gears, the Jarl's brother?
No, not Gears.
Oh, that
The blacksmith
that's a
of
different
the
one.
main town.
That was me, yeah.
Yeah.
Me dumb.
So the Jarl's brother is Havard. He's the blacksmith of the main town that Jotnar went and helped out on your first mission into the Jarl's
that's
town.
right. The one that my father talked with.
Yeah. You would know him.
Yeah.
Um,
I swallow a lump of anxiety and I just continue to talk to the guard.
You look over this guy's known for being a, kind of a stoic craftsman, an exceptional craftsman, and he's the one who provides your father with a lot of, the goods, but is also an exceptional craftsman.
Does he know that my father has passed, or
He would, yes.
Okay.
I mean, he knows the goings on in the town. He's in the Jarl's inner circle because he is the Jarl's brother, but he chose a route of a blacksmith instead of, he knew that his older brother would get the Jarldom because he's the older brother. And so he focused on making his own niche in the world.
I turn my head back towards the Mute. We yield, and I wait to see if he nods.
Yeah, I kind of nod and I look at his spear and kind of tug on him a little bit.
I let go of this. I yield, and I let go of the spear.
As you let go, you see the foot has already moved off it.
Ah, perfect. I lift it up sheepishly and just kind of use it as a cane at this moment. Like, I'm trying to hide. I'm trying to melt into my staff, I'm
Keep
like,
in
"Oh,
mind,
God."
You both did connect. So it's not like you
I'm not
missed.
ashamed of it. I'm just
So
we
Oh,
we
no,
don't have our giant tree to go hitting things with.
I'm
so,
more ashamed of the fact that I totally misread what Jotun was doing. I didn't realize that
Yep.
he was, I didn't think Jotun was going to be going for the food. Jotun, I mean. So I'm more embarrassed than ashamed that we failed,
yeah, it's all good.
If there's any punishments, I accept full responsibility.
No punishments. You guys just showed that you can lay out pretty well. I
It's
think
just that the other kids wouldn't fight us. They kept on backing away.
Indeed. I do not blame them, gesturing at the, big hulk on the table. Well, what remains of it. I believe that Guskard may indeed want to train you all. You see one of the older members of the House Carls, he's definitely seasoned warrior. He's known as kind of the... This is what Björk would know, since you're from the main town. He's one of the more wise of the group. He's the word of wisdom amongst the housecarls, and often has the ear of the Jarl because he proves that he is wise in his choices. And you see, he's actually, over with the Jarl's brother, and seems to have a cheeky grin on his face, looking at the three of you. Like he has something planned for you. For good or ill, you don't know.
I put my arm across my chest onto my shoulder and I bow towards the two of them. Even though we're not near them, I just want to bow towards them.
Right. A sign of acknowledgement and respect.
Yeah.
So, you all have made it. Now we're going to quickly switch scenes over to Raph for a little bit. Raph, you are brought to this stone with lots of writings of Odin in the old script. And he points. What do you see? And the five of you are there to look at it. You and these other boys who are selected.
Oh, okay, the five of them. I was like, what am I there for?
Yeah. No, you're on the table enjoying yourself.
I'm having a snack.
Right. Says, what do I see?
Strategic point identified.
You see the writings of the ancients. The old writings. Writings that not many learn to read.
And I will attempt to read them.
Okay, roll a charisma check. Charisma save.
I guess I can read it and write it. I just can't speak it.
Right.
Charisma check.
You do know the charisma save here as you're reading it.
Sorry, charisma check or save?
Save.
Oh,
Which they're about the same right now.
Yeah, so it's 12, 15.
Okay. So you're able to figure it out, and you feel something beckoning you. Like the stone is almost like calling you.
I move forward towards stone.
And as you read it, you notice it's a story of Odin visiting the island. An old story that is usually talked to about as though it's just myth and folklore.
We were asked what it says.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll translate it into Norse since I can't really speak Runic, and I'll say it what it says. Retell the story, like saying it's telling the story.
Roll a intelligence check to basically determine how well you do your translation.
Oh. All right, let me see. Oh, 18.
Oh, you're very smart.
18. Yeah.
Nice. Alright, so yeah, you're able to describe it quite well. You hear a number of them trying to explain it different, and you just start, telling the whole story of what you're reading. Like, excellent. Seems you all have been touched in differing degrees. Raph, I believe it is. Well done. Now, Raph, have you looked at the sigils?
I have, yes.
Which sigil would Raph feel calling to him most?
Is there Odin sigil? Is there a sigil for Odin?
Not Odin in himself. I mean, Odin has his own sigil, which is his name, but not one of the sigils that is a spell. The spell sigils are the ones I spoke with you about. I don't know if you remembered them or not.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Like the runic alphabet, or are there different ones?
No, the ones from the other game that I had mentioned to you and showed you. I don't know if you remembered or not.
It's been a while since I've played it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can't remember anything specific right now. I don't have incredible memory like Raph
What?
does.
Come on. Okay. So basically, the different sigils are fire, vigor, illusion, frost, lightning, life, force, moon, or lunar sort of moon based, atrophy, emotions, or stone.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm gonna say moon.
Which one?
Moon.
Moon? Okay.
M-O-O-N. That spells moon, Lord, yes.
Alright, that would give you... Right.
What's gonna come out of it?
Just reading up on it, making sure I understood it. Alright. So you feel some essence of some knowledge in this stone as you're reading it. And so you start piecing together this sigil. You're not totally sure what it means, but you mark it in your mind as something to remember, investigate. And he tells you, whether your fellows are tutelage and training in the arts, I will be going with them. As they are practicing their endeavors, they may be injured, and I will go there to help aid in the healing. You, 5, will also aid and learn the ways of healing. So, now you know. You 5, this is DM talking to players, the 5 who got chosen by this oracle or sage of Odin, depending on what terminology you want to use. Thank you. State that you will be healers and sages. The others are being trained as warriors. But you all will be in town together, as the healing will be needed, because training accidents happen, right?
Especially with a certain giant.
Yeah, you know. Sorry to hear you work Sunday, Viking. Alright, so that would mean you all get to level up. Yay! So, we have 1 level. We will need to get level 1 characters ready for next session, because the starting of the session will basically go over your guys' training, and then you'll move into level 1 and kind of get your first kind of mission tasks to do. And so next session we'll start off with, you are at your 4th level, almost 5th level. You're going through training, and you're going to hit level 1, and then you're going to get mission to do. I hope you all have enjoyed this, though, but I know we can't go too late.
I had a great time. I thought it was brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jotnar, for making that hilarious.
It was so good.
The fact that you looked at the Who's Girls the moment he asked for an int check, I was like, oh no, but when you rolled a 1, I was like, no, that's the worst.
Hey, you said to him...
Yeah, couldn't even try to grab his shirt collar and pull him back. That was no.
Well, he was literally stupid fast. He moved fast because he made a stupid
right.
roll.
Well, I mean, you think about it. You said target the toughest guy.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Jotnar doesn't.
Somebody else that pissed their pants and ran away. So
who's he going to look at without specification? He's like, oh, they're not tough.
Yeah.
They wet themselves.
I feel like it's like Archer. It's like phrasing.
Right? I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, we'll get level 1 characters ready for next session. Raven, we'll need to get your sigil. You will have, starting with, you'd have the base sigil for the moon, or they call it Tarantus if you want to look it up. But you have that and the basic level focus 1. So, grasp. And that'll be kind of the starting point. And yeah, I will work with Viking and Tex to get their character kind of set and ready to go. I am really glad you guys enjoyed it. I thought it would be fun to do the playthrough of the background instead of just, you know, wing it.
Yeah, now
Absolutely, it was a blast.
the ones of my age group, though, in that town are really going to hate the giant. I didn't make any.
Yeah, especially the ones that you lead into battle and then abandon for food.
So what was the name of the room?
I saved y'all by eating.
I'll send it to you.
So what was the name of the rune?
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, if we would have continued that battle, it would not have gone well.
Oh no. It would have been funny if you had gotten a 20. Natural 20.
I laid 2 of them out, as it was.
Well, they weren't prepared, and that's their own fault.
Well, they weren't in battle.
True.
They were judging. They were judged.
And they were found lacking.
Yeah, Clark. You didn't kill anyone. Yawn.
Well,
We weren't supposed to kill.
killing comes later. You know, they can't kill their own towns. You know, they're allies essentially. That doesn't work well.
Sir, I don't believe you understand the term murder hobos. Then
Oh, I do. And you know what I do to murder hobos?
they die.
They get the reality of the world on them hard.
You turn into a pirate. You're like hard.
Well, you know, I had a few that in a previous campaign I was running who were kind of, you know, threatening to go that route, and I was like, well, go for it. I mean, I can get the world serpent or, you know, the world swallowing dragon to show up, and then, you know, just swallow the world and we'll be done.
Yeah, murder hobos aren't fun.
Cthulhu and power armor, roll initiative! Because, you know, Cthulhu isn't bad enough. Put him in power armor, right?
So a Dark Eldar.
You know. But yeah, it's, I find it better when everyone enjoys the game and works together instead of murder hoboing things, because murder hoboing doesn't exactly lend to a very good story or long-term enjoyment.
No.
Well, we had lots of good times.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. If you guys watching, thank you all for viewing. Be sure to check out these fine gentlemen and their wonderful channels. We're going to say something, Viking?
No, I'm good.
Alright. Again, thank you all. Any feedback and stuff, let me know. That was great. It was fun. Thank you. Until next time, as always, enjoy the story. Thank you all for being here.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Have fun.
fun with it.